Okay, this is the next update. I'm going to start with a shout out to nscaledivision. I need your assistance. I've seen that you've made a lot of Chevy, I think they're Chevy dualies, modifying files. There is a file that I'm going to send you that's a Dodge Ram, and I need a lowered version of this with a dually. If you can help me with that, that'd be awesome. Okay, rest of the video. So I had some issues, and there is a layout update in this video too, a big one. I had some issues with printing where basically on a larger item like these were fine, but something bigger, it wouldn't stick. So Sean told me, my 3D printing friend, to put isopropyl on there. I was using baby wipes, which I'm still going to use to wipe this off, but did the trick exactly. So I couldn't get this hospital to print, and now I'm on the third or fourth wall. My daughter wants a hospital with a helipad, so we found one, and we're getting her built. I'm printing it in red, and then I'm painting it white. So it'll go right beside the parkade. This is in process of being painted. It's on the first coat too. This is the U-Haul sign for the U-Haul Center. Just want to show you what that's looking like. Let's go to the layout room. So in here, what I've been up to is a lot more ballasting. So you can see my finger there. Basically, I'm ballasted from the closet. Let's just get this to focus. All the way here now. This part is basically done. I've got a little bit of touch-ups to do, but it was done here before in the last video, I believe. So there is one more small round. It usually takes one big one and one small round to do it with this grout. And back here, I'm just gluing, let's back out here, just gluing this this track down because it's not glued in this section. And then once that's done, this will get ballasted next. So I've got all the airplanes and helicopters removed, and then I've got a little bit more ballasted here. Now in this scene, I had this crashed UFO. Now that's still going to be either here or over here, but I love it, but I might want to do a longer crash basically. So what I'm going to do in this area that's under construction here is I'm printing a whole bunch of these flying saucers, and it's in the same file that the crashed one came with, that printed with the dirt that's piled up, and it's got the little door open. So there'll be one crashed one, and then there'll be a few of these ones with fishing line hanging like I had over here. I took it down for now because it was doing the ballasting. And I want to have somehow like a kind of a battle going on, like a War of the Worlds situation. And I've got these little party shot glasses, and so you can fit a tank in the wider ones, and they come in different colors. Green is what I'm going to probably use. So some of them can be doing that. I want to have one over on the farm lifting a cow. And basically what the big thing that happened is I put a siding out to here. So this is still going to be all desert other than the tanks and the, I don't know why we can't get to focus, the tanks and the flying saucers, you know, flying around or shooting at each other. But this siding now is ripped up. This one was basically ballasted back here, and it went to a dead end, and then there was a helium mine. So somehow I'm still gonna have a helium mine in here, But basically what I did was, there wasn't a switch here. It came out of where the mine was going to be, and it was a dead end sort of thing, and then they would transfer it on truck to the kind of the loading dock area, if you remember. So the switch was added, ballast was taken up, and then I added track all the way around, as you can see, to where these tanks on flat cars are sitting. So now I've got a much more functional base. This part thankfully wasn't really done, so I cut the MDF trim that I use for the shelf on straightaways just to save Woodland Scenics foam, and then I shoved some underneath, cut it back, and I took off the plaster cloth there so that I could fit, because it was gonna rub. So basically I'll re-plaster cloth this section where the skyboard ends. I have to mud that part that broke, and then basically put plaster on top of it when it's done. So in here it's kind of all dusted. It's basically finished other than some more detailing. In here there's lots of ballast that will have to go down, and just other dirt, basically, not just ballast. The other thing that I did was I kind of changed a few things, not super changes, but I decided that I moved this building. What these are is where this building is supposed to go. And I have taken 2 of the Heljan or Concor nuclear plants and kits. I had one from when I was a kid, and I bought one on eBay later used, so that I could have 2 cooling towers. And what I did was I painted it with that glow-in-the-dark paint, and I'm gonna put water, like Woodland Scenics water or something of that nature in here, and these will be the cooling ponds for the spent rods. Now, do they glow in real life? No, but I don't care. These little IntelliZorb, or whatever they are, whatever they say, they come in medicine that I take, and so I collected a whole bunch of them. I painted the ends all green, or my wife did, and I drilled, I don't know what size they are, but holes, and then position, like even at an angle I drilled, so that it looks like they're coming out of the ground, and there's kind of being buried underground. Again, not all these things would glow, but there's a black light back here. It's not even on, it's just from the LEDs, and I just like how this is turning out a lot better. So I was going to have something to this tune, but it was going to be more over here, and I've kind of streamlined it, and then, like I say, I'll pour the water on top, and then I can start putting the cars back in the parking lot. I want to put parking lot lines on here. So right now, I'll get the rest of this chunk up to here ballasted. That's what I've been pushing on, ballasting track and cleaning track. So ballast, and then I clean it out, scrape out the flanges, and start over. So as you remember from a long time ago, I have these ICBMs or whatever made out of Lego, and I buried them in there, and I buried the third one that I had built and I'd never put it. So basically there's these rockets, is what they're supposed to be, nuclear missiles, buried in the ground. So once I come by with the ballasting, I'll use the darker color around that one and bury it. So over here, now that I have this 3D printer and the UFO file, I'm probably going to take this flying saucer that I made out of what is it, it's for your sink drain, and I bent it up with a hammer so that it was looked like it was crashed. I'll reuse the USB light, but I'm going to put the smaller flying saucer in here at some point so that they all match. And then over here, been working on this area quite a bit. I installed, let's just back out, I installed a light here, and this light was installed, but it was never hooked up. So I got power running. I got to do some more tidying up under there, but got power running. There's this outlet was installed, and this one. So now I've got power all the way around. Won't go too fast. Up to here, and I had power somehow for the USBs. I can't remember what direction it's running, and I had lights down there, but I had skipped this area. But because I'm working on it, so in the last video, I think you saw the plaster. That's just some hot glue. So I painted this all now, and then I dusted it. So I wanted it to be more kind of like rocks and then dirt. And then in here, this is dirt, obviously, and then I wanted some rocks exposed at the end, and then this bridge goes back over here, over top. So I've got one switch wire to drop back here, and because of all the holes, I've got some more vacuuming to do from wood, and basically just kind of messing around in this area quite a bit. This is all re-glued now, and then it's ballasted on this part, the first coat. So when you do the first coat of the ballast, it doesn't completely cover all the way that I want, but it gets the general idea. And then I've cleaned it off the flanges, and then I just come in here and just instead of just coating the whole thing, just kind of touch up the areas that I want to touch up. And then I come in with a static grass machine after at the end. So this whole chunk will have prairie grass tufts on it and some sort of clump or prairie tufts on there. Where these little exposed parts are, like of the plaster cloth that's painted, then I'm going to put plaster there, so you have like kind of a rock outcropping. I do things in a weird order, but it makes sense to me and how I'm doing it. Like you see here in this scene, which I really like, it's got the snow on it. So you've got rocks, like a rock outcropping sticking out. It's just plaster that's carved. And then you've got other chunks that have snow and dirt on it. So, you know, I really like how that turned out. So this is on the first coat of ballast here. So I think that's basically it. The power plant will be going in. I think I told you I took out a switch there. I'm trying to get this top line operational again, and I'm actually thinking that I had it as DC. I think I'm going to do that again because I've got a bunch of vintage engines, or at least have it so that I can run the top line in DC only. That would be wonderful. So, oh, one other thing. I've been sorting through the people there. So I found my alphabet letters, put that on the TV station, got the K on there because it was a C before for Canadian call sign. So that's changed. And then this is where the hospital will go beside the parkade. I printed another layer. I think we'll do 4 raised levels, so 5 total. And then I'll paint all the little dowels gray. So, all right, so I'll leave you at that, but there's quite a few things going on. Just trying to make things operational again. The top layer where all the ballast is done, this is all cleaned. All this track is clean now. Just the top layer isn't. So the bottom part of the top level is all clean. So getting her all put back together. Of course, when you do scenery, it makes a giant mess. So, all right, I'll talk to you soon.